Hello, my friends. I know that the Facebook Live is usually a little delayed, so I just want to make sure that you guys hop on. I don't know how many people will be on live, but my goal is to pour into you guys for the next 45 minutes and to share so much. I feel like I could seriously talk about this stuff for hours on end. Pretty much Jessica and I do that. So as you're hopping on, I see Jessica, I see Rebecca. Thanks for saying hello. Okay, so for respecting your time and to make sure that I stay on track I've been really good about intentionally taking breaks every 50 minutes after going to HPX. So I'm gonna talk for 45 minutes and then I'm gonna go take a break and then I have another call. So let's dive in. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Colleen Curtis, and this June will be 7 years as a Beachbody coach. And today I want to share my story with you. But in 7 years, I'm sure you're a different person. I'm sure in 7 years, your life has changed so much. And I seriously feel like when I think about my life, I think about when I was a young girl, and then high school, and then college, then young adulthood, and then now. So I feel like I've been 10 different people in my life because I really have. And over the last, I would say 18 months has actually been some of the most painful growth personally for me. I'm going to go back to the beginning and share like my beginning story with you and how I got started, why I got started, and kind of where this has taken me. But I'm kind of honestly excited this is perfect timing for me to share with you how much I've been through in the last 18 months in particular. So I did go to high school with Liz. So she was the person that was sharing on Facebook about Beachbody. And it's just like so crazy how different people were sharing about it back then. But she, in the back of my mind, was always the person that was getting some fitness results. And I knew she was having success with this Beachbody business thing. And I, way back in the day, I was probably 20 years old, ordered Turbo Fire off like an infomercial and was doing that in my living room and just had fun with it. Like, did I bleed Beachbody blue? No. But that was the first time that I was like, this is so fun, so much energy. And at that time, actually, I worked for Verizon Wireless. So I graduated college and got this big girl job, and I thought I had made it. And we all know that like success doesn't have a destination. It's really a journey until the day that we die. And so silly me, being a young little girl, getting this big corporate job thinking, oh, I've made it. And I worked my butt off. I worked for Verizon Wireless, and this was back in the days of when smartphones first came out. So, and I'm going to have to fast forward through so many parts of my story for time purposes, but I really want you to understand where it came from. So like I was such a techie girl because my dad was an IT director. He used to build computers in my home way back in the day when people would build their own computers. And so for everyone that freaks out about screen time and technology, I'm like, I can build my own websites. I am very techie, and it's helped me so much in this business. So screen time did not kill me. My son's going to be okay if he watches Little Sesame Street. That was a side tangent, but so when I got this big girl job at Verizon, this was when smartphones came out, I really thought I had made it. And I moved up quick. I went from customer service to sales to management. And here I was 23 years old, fast forwarding a little bit, managing this multi-million-dollar store. And I think back, I'm like, I probably looked like a baby to people when they walked in. But I was having a great time. I was good at my job. I had an amazing community of employees that I worked with. And then when I turned 24, I have always been someone who's very adventurous and I want to go do things. And I think about things and I kind of obsess and I'm like, oh, I wonder what that would be like, because I don't like being shoved in a little tiny box. So when I turned 24, I started to realize like, Colleen, you have the freedom to kind of do whatever you want. So I ended up thinking about moving to California, to Lake Tahoe, and I'm so glad that I did. I'm going to have to close my door because my dogs are just going to be barking. Because for me, that was one of the very first experiences in my life where I learned that going outside of the box and going after the things that I want are what brought me the greatest joy. It would have been easier for me to live with my parents and stay in Boston with my family, but I just felt like there was so much out there for me to explore and experience. And I'm so thankful I did, because the moment I got to California, so if I didn't say it, I'm from Boston. Coming from Boston to Lake Tahoe, California, it's like polar opposite worlds. And I felt kind of like, wow, I almost felt disrespected in a way, because this beautiful, amazing, literally polar opposite world has been out here the whole time and I didn't know about it. Like, what the heck, you know? So I was thankful. I met my husband, and him and his family, we grew up so different, both amazing upbringings, but getting to know the Curtises forever changed my life, because they just had this different mindset that it's not just about chasing the goal and achieving the paycheck and achieving the accolades. Like, you have to live in the moment. You have to appreciate what you have. It's about family. So his mom actually stayed at home and raised the kids, which maybe some of you guys do. And she didn't work. So Sean's dad, Daryl, was the provider. And all I saw my parents do was work. I lived in my grandparents after school, and we would get home when it was pitch black out. And then I would basically like go take a shower, go to bed, and do it all over again. That was not that it was bad, but it was just this box of monotony and Groundhog Day. And I was like, I do not want that for my life in the future. So meeting my in-laws and meeting this different family, I was just like, wow. So I did transfer. So think like my mind, my perspective, the lens I was viewing my life through completely changed, because there was a whole different world out here for me. Oh my God, there's another dog in here. Come on. My life is a circus. Always 3 dogs. Don't suggest it. Go. Okay, so I did transfer my Verizon Wireless job out here, and unfortunately, but fortunately, I ended up working for a terrible boss. And when I got here, I was like, whoa, I'm living in this beautiful place, literally my dream life outside of work, but yet the place that I'm spending 50 hours a week is sucking the life out of me. But I was a good employee. I put my head down and I got to work, because that's kind of how I was raised. And I saw my dad, he has a really bad stutter. I saw my dad physically and mentally and emotionally deteriorate because he hated his job so much. And I was like, I'm not doing that. But guess what? I did, because I couldn't think of anything else that I would do. What else was I to do? And so that's why when I think of people like me and offering coaching, I'm like, if someone like Liz actually did, we'll get to that, had just done a really good job presenting to me and showing me what coaching is truly about. Not the image we want to portray on social media, but the true aspects of what coaching is. If someone was to offer this to me and say, hey, like, this is what's possible with this opportunity, I probably would have quit my job a lot sooner. So I didn't quit my job. I ended up getting written up for something really stupid, and that put me on like a second write-up and 3 and you're out kind of thing. And it was so stupid. I think back and I'm like, I probably could have sued the company for how terrible my boss was. And my boss came in one day and was like, hey, I'm going to give you this transfer to a new store. They need your management help over there. And I was like, wow, I'm going to take this job. They need me. Like, she talked me up. Long story short, I ended up walking into work 30 days after being there, and I found out that I was getting laid off. My store was closing. And that was kind of my line in the sand kind of moment, where I went out to my car hysterically crying because I just lost my job. In that moment, Sean and I were actually going through a really bad breakup. He's a lot younger than me, so it was like so hard. We weren't on the same page yet. So I lose my job. My grandfather passes away that month. I'm 3,000 miles away from home. I was actually in a lot of credit card debt because I partied and shopped and was just trying to fill the void of being unhappy at work. And so when we say hot mess and we say like rock bottom, that's kind of where I was. So I was like, all right, Colleen, you are a hard worker. You're educated. You're motivated to work. What kind of jobs can you do? And I've always been the black sheep of my family. Like I said, like I packed up my things. I didn't know anyone in Lake Tahoe. And I moved out here. My mom is a chemist. Actually, now she's a teacher. She's retiring as a teacher. But she was a chemist in a state lab for 27 years. My dad was an IT director. And my sister is a doctor. And then there's me. So very, very, very different. And I started to think of like, okay, who has the hookup for me with a job? Because they're gonna get to know me and they're gonna see my resume and they're gonna be like, oh, this girl has potential. And when I started to think about Liz, I'm like, okay, wait, I need to get healthy because I was partying and so stressed and miserable. I was like, this girl has gotten fitness results. She's grown a business. Oh, I can do that. So I think, and I know that sounds really simple, but that's what it was for me. And we're going to talk about confidence today. And I think that Jess has the advantage of confidence in her life and business because she's been through so much, so many obstacles, so many hardships that a lot of us can't even imagine, that now when the everyday life of business and the things that we have to do as coaches, it seems a little easy to her because she has the confidence and the belief in herself that she can do it. And for me, because I challenged myself in prior years, I actually was a competitive gymnast. I played college and volleyball. Like, I always put myself out there to be challenged because I hated being like standard. I did not like being baseline. I always like to go and challenge myself. Otherwise I get super bored. And so when it came time to show up on social media, get insane fitness results and eat healthy, and the thing for me, guys, was that I can prove that Beachbody works. I put that responsibility on me. I was like, I get to use my social media as kind of like a blog post every day. And if I show up every day and really kind of hammer it into people's minds that this is working, look at how amazing I feel because I watched Liz do that, I was like, it's gonna work for me. So if you've come into this business with a level of confidence that isn't serving you, I think that that's really the part that we need to address. We need you to be so excited that you are who you are. We need to get you to the point that if I threw every challenge in the Beachbody business at you, that you'd be like, okay, this kind of stinks. What do I need to do to overcome it? And the word that we always think of with Jessica is that she is an overcomer. And that's kind of the muscle and the skill that I want to help you guys. And it doesn't just happen. I'm going to give you guys like some tactical things as far as confidence goes. But for me, when I started coaching, it really was, I just have to be willing to show up and learn along the way. I will tell you that I knew I had to become a different person, because the person that I was back then and the person that I thought Liz to be, I was nowhere near where she was. I wasn't reading books. I didn't know network marketing, and network marketing didn't scare me at all. There was no problem with it. It's a successful business model. It's P90X, it's insanity. It's a proven brand, done deal. I didn't think much about it. And again, if someone else was seeing success with it and it was changing their life, I just have to put that ball in my court and say, let's do it. So when I think about, I'm going to kind of shift from, actually, I'll back up for a second for my story. So I saw success fast. I grew to diamond in 60 days, got stuck at 1 star for 2 years. 2 years. I want you guys to remember that, okay? 2 years I got stuck. Sean, my husband's account, actually hit 2 star before I did. Then I went to 3 star, 4 star, 7 star is the highest that I've hit. I currently bounce between 2 and 3 star right now. But I'm not really focused on my rank because it doesn't control my volume at this, or my paycheck at this current moment. My goal is to advance back to where I was before, but I'm more focused on growing depth in lifers and helping my team grow their business to the point that I have. So anyways, I saw success fast because I was just like a hustle grind, head down kind of girl. But what I know now is that when you have a family, like a lot of you guys do, and as you grow older, you're not about the hustle grind burnout mode anymore. It's very important for you to have discipline, but I want you to think of the hustle and the grind in 2020 as focused time, because a lot of us are busy and we're doing a lot of busy work. We're doing the things that really don't matter. We're doing the things that don't really move the needle. And I know Jessica's been talking about that lately too. I just lost my train of thought because I was trying to make sure I'm staying on track with confidence. Let me go back to confidence, okay? So confidence. Oh, I was telling you my story because of confidence. And so I saw success, and then I had my son. I am not a natural mom. I struggled so hard. My son didn't want the boob. He didn't want to breastfeed. And I had a home birth and all these things. And I was just like, what just happened? Pregnancy was miserable for me. My birth recovery was terrible. Like, I just didn't like it all. Love my kid. I'm proud to be a mom. I think I'm a great mom, but it was not natural and easy for me. Okay. So I started to lose my confidence because I felt so out of control in my life. I would show up on social media still. I was hitting Success Club still, but there was no growth happening because I was in pure survival mode. If you're in that pure survival mode right now, I want to give you some hope and some kind of just like strategies and framework to help you realize that like you can't live in survival mode and burnout mode for the rest of your life. Because when I got to 5 years in I was sick of burnout mode. I was sick of hustle mode. And you have no energy, you have no vibrancy, you have no excitement when you're this burnt out. Your relationships with your significant others at home will dwindle. The relationship you have with your child, you'll be snappy and crabby and tired. And you'll get to a point where you're like, enough is enough, something has to change. And after having my son, I went through this my income dipped a little bit. And that was really hard for me because, again, I saw success and I worked my ass off to get there. So to see my income dip a little bit, but I was at home with my son, I was living my dream, my life was good. I got really lost in the confidence world because this is the mistake I don't want you to make. I was attaching my worth and my confidence to the success I was having in this business. I was attaching the success or my confidence to the outcome of my business. Biggest mistake. I'm going to smack you across the face too, because if you're attaching your confidence to, I'm not emerald yet, I'm not diamond yet, I'm not earning X dollars yet, I want to teach you to learn how to celebrate the effort that you're putting in. Okay? Because Mel Robbins, I think Jessica shared the course with you, but she gave me the biggest wake-up call recently because I'm like, but I don't feel confident. Like, I'm just so down on myself. I'm not growing. What am I doing wrong? And poor Jessica has heard me say that for so long in these last 18 months. It was really difficult. I also had a concussion. We had 4 emergency visits. The house across the street caught on fire. Like, as I really, truly understand trauma and red flags and all these crazy things that happened in life, but the things that are externally happening, the craziness in life, the coaches that are quitting, the people that are judging, those are external factors, okay? Those are always going to be changing. And that's why you cannot put all your confidence that you have in the outcome, because the outcome is always going to change. So the best test that I can give you is if you walked into a room right now and there's a whole bunch of people in there, and everyone's talking and no one looks up to greet you. No one looks up to shake your hand and say, hey, Jessica, how you doing? When you walk out of that room, where's your confidence level at? Because confidence is within. Confidence is something that you create internally. It has nothing to do with how much money is in your bank account. It has nothing to do with the accolades that you have. Do not discount where you are at currently. I want you to celebrate the work that you do. Mel Robbins says that confidence is not about how you feel. So that's the mistake I made. I was down. I was bummed. I wasn't moving forward. What's wrong with me? I must not be good at this. I must not be cut out for this, even though I had seen success before. Remember that. My journey is kind of backwards. I saw success, then dropped success. That was heart-wrenching for me. And then I realized that I was so focused on the Beachbody tactical stuff that I forgot to focus on the Colleen tactical stuff. What does Colleen need to be bulletproof in her confidence? Because when you are bulletproof in your confidence, you're going to be magnetic. People will be coming to you on social media because you're the authority in becoming the best you. I think that Jessica has the most confident, magnetic vibe. And that's why people come to her, and it's authentic. We all know Jessica deep down, like there's not an ounce in her that isn't authentic. And I remember telling Jess in my struggles, like, I don't want to be inauthentic. I don't want people to think that my life is perfect and easy right now, but I'm kind of scared to share with them that I'm struggling. So I did my best. And for months and months, I was struggling until I recently realized between the Brendon Burchard event, through my own experiences, through the Mel Robbins course, that confidence is not about how you feel. So let's just kind of break that association right now. Confidence is what you do. And so if there's people out there that are like, okay, well, I know I'm supposed to be doing these kind of things in my life and in my business to help me grow my confidence, and you're not doing them, that's why hesitation breeds more fear. And so Brendon Burchard teaches us that confidence is about your intention, your action, and your consistency. So if we want to have a conversation about confidence, I know that Jess gave me some people's Instagrams and social media to look at. I'm not saying this in a harsh or in a tough love kind of way. I want you to see through the harsh to the truth, right? Are you magnetic to the point that I know you are living a true, vibrant, authentic, connected, meaningful life? Is it so magnetic that I'm like, I want to watch every single story that this girl makes? Your level of presence needs to be up here, not down here. And the only way that that grows is with your intention. Think about the person that you want to be character-wise. Think about the person that you want to become. So don't attach it to a goal. Don't ask yourself, okay, when I'm a 10-star, I'm going to be this person. I want you to think about the person in 5 years who is going through life feeling excited, not burnt out, because you're managing your time, because you're bringing intention, and you're doing the scary SHIT all the time. I know I'm not supposed to swear, but I can't help it, okay? And it's got to be consistent. So Jessica's really good at looking at a challenge, and I guess I can throw myself in there too. I love challenge. If it's something scary and that makes my palms sweat, I want to do it, sink my teeth in. And so how many things, look in the back in the last, since you signed up to be a coach, have you truly sunk your teeth in to give yourself the chance to say, hey, and don't attach your confidence to the outcome, attach your confidence to the effort. You have to celebrate the effort. Also, project completion increases your confidence too. So go give yourself a project to sink your teeth into. And when you finish that, that is why it's not the 6-pack abs that you're celebrating when you're done working out. It's the progress and the hard work and your willingness to show up and do bar every single day. That's why you're confident. Like, cool, the abs that's external confidence. You feel good about how you look, but you're actually celebrating and building confidence through the progress. And so I think a lot of us are not willing to skip, or I should say we are skipping the progress. We're not willing to do the progress and the painful things. And if you go to an event with Brendan Burchard at the beginning, you're probably going to be like, ew, I don't want to stand and clap and jump around and people I don't know and give 20 huge hugs to them. Like, I just got here. It's 9 a.m. No, thank you. He does that because he knows it's uncomfortable. So you have to work that uncomfortable muscle. And by the end of the event, I miss those hugs. I miss Brendan Burchard. It doesn't have to be him. I miss the person who elevates me, being on stage, asking more of me, demanding more of me every single day. And then he'd give us these exercises where you get in a group of 5 and share your life celebrations, struggles, improvements with 5 random people you don't know. How many of you would rather crawl in a hole and die? That was my coach, Candace. And by the end of the event, she's like, now I get it, right? The intention is, I want to be extraordinary. So you have to show up and be willing to sink your teeth in with that. I'm going to shift over to social media in a second, but I really want to hit this home. The confidence that you have in your life for yourself. It's the approval that you're giving yourself. You will never be successful as an entrepreneur if you don't have the confidence that you are approving of yourself. Really quick, if there's people outside of self that are not approving of what you're doing, you have to get a little selfish for it. And I'll tell you right now that if someone in my life ever discredited the hard work that I was doing, blood, sweat, and tears to show up and work out and eat healthy and to help other people, like, I would really have a hard time with that, but I also wouldn't back down and play small. Because I really think it's shame on them, but you have to be the one who looks in the mirror and is like, hey, honey, I'm so sorry that me working out and me sharing my story online and me wanting to help other women not be miserable makes you really upset. Like, I would not be able to close my mouth those words because I'm so confident in myself and what I'm doing. Like, it is batshit crazy to me that anyone would discount that. I'm not talking about the haters and the trolls online because they just don't know. Like, I literally bless and release. I'm like, that's okay, like, block, whatever. I don't actually get a lot of that because I'm so authentic and true that it's not fake. I'm not fake on Instagram. I'm real. And so there's nothing for people to question. They just know that it's true and authentic, okay? Well, does someone say something about Shakeology every now and then? That's fine. Guess what? It's helped me. I love it. You don't have to love it. Moving on. But guys, family and friends, like, you cannot allow people's approval to be part of your confidence account, okay? I believe that your confidence account is like a bank account. Every single day that you drink your shake, do your workout, do your invites, and sink your teeth into this kind of stuff, guess what? You're adding like plus signs, plus signs, plus signs. And at the end of the day, you feel pretty darn good because you added to your confidence account with intention, action, and consistency every single day. But if you play small and say, I'm shy, I'm introverted, I'm scared, I need approval from others, I need attention from others, then you're right. You're negative, 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 and it is so easy to get down to here. And I'm not trying to like stand on a soapbox and preach to you because I literally just came out of this myself. And what was crazy is because I grew my confidence, I had no idea that I could lose my confidence. So that to me was the ultimate test that I truly wasn't as confident as I thought. So talk about swallowing the ego. All right, let's shift because it's 10:25. Social media. I kind of started to talk about it. So when I go to your page, this is my personal opinion from what I think is working right now. This could change in a year or 6 months or whatever. But because I'm a graphic designer, your social media has to be easy for your viewer to digest, which is why I believe that a person needs to be in every photo. Okay, because when I go to someone's profile and I see picture, words, coffee mug, shake, like my brain doesn't know what's happening. Okay, and you have 7 seconds to have an impression on someone. 7 seconds to have an impression on someone. Now, there's some accounts out there that have so much credibility and so much momentum, like Alana, for example. She can post words and, the side by side, like eat this, don't eat that. But I think to gain momentum, to get people to really truly know your brand, you have 7 seconds to grow and expand your network. And so I looked at some of the profiles and your bio is not magnetic enough. I have to go to your profile and know exactly how you're going to help me. And if your fear is that you're niching down too much, I want to break that fear, because the best example I could give is that this random account followed me recently. It was Chelsea with a Frenchie, like a Frenchie dog. And I was like, oh, this must be like a dog account. And she had liked a bunch of my posts. So I went to go look at her profile. And lo and behold, in her bio, it said, helping renters own their first home or buy their first home. I currently am a renter and I need to figure out how to afford a bajillion-dollar house in Lake Tahoe. And I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I actually need to know that. This is someone that I'm going to go get value from. And so when we put things like mom of 3 or, I don't know, like yoga lover, fitness lover, health junkie, that does not magnetize me. I'm not like, ooh, she likes fitness? Yeah, I'm going to go follow her. Like, I need to know specifically the solution that you're providing to people. Now, this is going to come from deep down confidence work, because I know without a doubt that right now in my current life that I am helping busy women in their 30s master or break their confidence barriers, because I just went through that, and learn how to master their health, I wrote well-being. I actually just changed it. Master their well-being all while being busy. And so a busy woman who's in her mid-30s is going to come to my profile because the content that I'm putting out there is magnetic. I'm confident. I'm excited. And I'm like, hey, girl, I want to help you. I am the authority who's going to help you. So you got to switch up that Instagram bio to make me click follow. I need this in my life. So you can go and do a ton of research if you're taking notes with Jasmine Star on the boss bio. That's what she calls it. Okay, so your social media is now your storefront. If you want to grow this business, you have to think. Think of when you're shopping in a mall. If someone had a really crummy like sign on the front of their door, or like it wasn't appealing and welcoming to come in, or in the window, there weren't things that enticed you to like, ooh, let's go in that store. You know, when you're window shopping, that's your social media. And so that's why I think I think it's less than 7 seconds, if you ask me, in today's world, that when you have words and a bunch of photos that just don't go together, different colors, like get specific on what you want your brand to look like. And it doesn't need to mean that you spend 1,000 hours on social media. This is going to be something that you sharpen slowly over time, and you'll get there. But I really feel like to get the follows, also, some of you are not hashtagging. Like, how do you expect how is someone going to find your photos? How is someone going to connect with you if you're not hashtagging? And so my tricks that have been working for me for hashtags lately for social media tips and things like that is I use only hashtags that are in between like 100,000 up to 200,000. So I pick a couple big ones and then I pick a couple mid-range ones that are like in like the 25 to 50,000. And then sometimes I'll pick a smaller one, but on every single post I am writing, I'm doing less hashtags for time purposes, but I'm getting very specific. And I started to realize which ones were working for me. I wear a lot of like Victoria's Secret pink, and I recently started wearing like airy leggings, and I got myself 2 Lululemon bras, which was like a big deal. And I realized that those hashtags were actually performing for me. So tagging brands of things that you're using, wearing in hashtags is really helpful. Also, I traveled to San Diego recently. And so when I was typing in hashtag San Diego, Instagram pops up with a whole bunch of recommendations of San Diego hashtags. And so I was looking for ones that were about like 200,000-ish, 150,000-ish. So like San Diego eats, San Diego stays, and things like that. And so based on where you go, where you live, you can use things like that. But I really recommend like just starting to use hashtags that are a little bit more tailored to like the things that you use, things that are going to easily pop up. Because you know what's funny is I search for places to eat when I travel from Instagram. I don't Google things. I'm on Instagram being like, I want to see what their food looks like. I want to see what their vibe is like, because it's about an experience, okay? Instagram is literally a store experience. And so I think your boss bio matters. I think that the photos matter. And what we do is health, fitness, lifestyle. And if you guys want to put words on photos, just do it on the second photo, on the second swipe, okay? So if you're writing in the comments, you'd be like, swipe for the details on my photos. And so I mean, I could spend forever talking about social media, but I really feel like I have to go to your profile and I need to see you care. I need to see that you're putting time and effort into your storefront. And for some of you, if you're not big on social media, I mean, my question would be is how do you plan to talk to 5,000 people a day? You're probably not. And so why wouldn't you use social media? It's your face, it's your brand. And I always try to have myself in the photo. Sometimes if I don't do a good job of backstocking photos, I'm like, oh crap, I don't have a good photo to post for today. That's also your responsibility to backstock some photos so that when life is crazy and busy, that you have something to post. That's like the CEO hat we have to wear, right? We can't just say we're too busy hot mess mamas all the time, because that's not going to work. I don't want to wear the badge of being a hot mess mom anymore. Like, I just don't. I just want to be more productive, more intentional, more vibrant, more connected, more meaningful with my time. And there's going to be some things that I'm just not going to get to. Like, I have a massive pile of laundry, and guess what? That's just not going to happen today, because I would rather live into my purpose, and my laundry is not my purpose today, but it's going to go on the list tomorrow. So that's my tips for social media. Make sure you're hashtagging on every single post. Make sure that, you know, it shows that you care on social media, your boss bio, Instagram stories. I don't know if you've heard this from Carl Deichler or Haley Christian before, but they talk about the problem, the invite, and the solution. So think about a problem that you fixed with Beachbody, and go have like a 3 to 4 slide story on don't like have 10,000 talking clips. I'm so guilty of that sometimes because I talk forever. But challenge yourself to think intentionally. Remember, confidence equals intention plus action plus consistency. So your intention today is going to be, what's a problem that I can help people solve today that I have solved with our Beachbody solutions and this lifestyle? Maybe it's like, for me, I love carbs, and I'm obsessed with the fact that 2B Mindset, I can eat carbs galore for breakfast and lunch. And so for my carb lovers out there, I show them a problem that I solved was like my fear of eating too many carbs. And I just switched my meals because that's what my meal plan taught me. And I'm going to invite them to come learn more with me and work with me in my virtual wellness studio, because I have a solution for them. Obviously, that's not how I would say it, but I'm just saying it in terms of helping you guys understand how it works. And Carl Deichler actually has it on his Instagram too. So I think that's how you need to intentionally use your Instagram stories, because let's say 200 people a day view that story, and you're showing up 5 days a week talking about how you can help people solve a problem, and don't sell it to them. have a conversation with them. Like as if you were sitting down with me, explaining to me something that happened in your life yesterday. Don't sell to them. I just want you to have a conversation with them. And if it makes you sweaty and it makes you want to puke, good. Ching. Go do it. Okay, we're also going to talk about diamond today. So here's the thing, is diamond won't happen until your confidence is on lock. Diamond won't happen until you're consistently signing people up. And so I don't mean to say that to be negative, but don't beat yourself up with the outcome. Remember, don't attach your confidence in your ability and your capability to, well, I'm not at diamond. I'm not signing people up, because that's not the mindset that we have. I want you to have, picture a lens. You're going to view every thought that comes into your mind, the entire day that you have. I want you to live into being present and vibrant and demanding more of yourself, because you want that excellence. You want to work towards the first big stepping stone in your business, which is diamond. And to be honest, the way that I hit diamond quick was that I was passionate, excited. And when people came to me being like, what are you doing? Your results are insane. I assume I don't have to tell you guys that you guys need to get like some amazing results. You know what I mean? Like that was the easiest thing in my first 10 weeks. My first before and after was pretty freaking crazy. And I have another pretty freaking crazy transformation after having my baby. And so that for me is my biggest confidence builder, because it's like that project completion. And then I'm like, hey world, look what I did. I'm so proud. Now because I've done it, I'm going to help you do the same. And people love that magnetic vibe. And so for diamond, you're basically just going to be such a badass authority that when people come to you, you can be 100% confident to recommend the products that got you there. Whether it's Shakeology, whether it's Beachbody Performance, like whatever it is, diamond is about signing people up and making them lifers, aka helping people fall in love with Beachbody products. That's really all it is. Whether or not, there's probably going to be a moment in your business where you get to diamond, and then if it's not a strong, I don't want you to get to diamond and stop. It's really easy to do that. A lot of people do that. They're like, oh, I hit diamond. Okay, cool. Now what? Just like how you build up your confidence, it can easily drop. When you build up diamond, you have to think, okay, I hit diamond. Now I have to move forward. Celebrate hitting diamond, celebrating all that hard work that you did. Don't attach your confidence to the outcome, but keep asking yourself, someone who wants to create a successful long-term business has to keep going, because people might stop their Shakeology. People might, cancel their accounts. It happens. I want you to expect that. So really have the idea that diamond is 12 people, but I want you to think beyond that. What's the saying? Reach for the moon, land upon the stars, reach for the stars, land on the moon. Whatever that saying is, that's how I see diamond. You have to kind of go a little bit past diamond, and then you have that really healthy diamond. And it's just people using the products and loving it. But let's talk about it, like signing people up, right? If I went to your social media right now, would I know that you're practicing all these amazing, happy, healthy, vibrant, confident things in your life every day? Or are you just talking to me about your workout and your challenge group that you want me to join? And so influence comes from really teaching people how to think, really empowering people. It's kind of like leadership is transferring belief to people. And so once you get that belief in yourself, you're going to be so excited and passionate that you just really want everyone to have what you have. And when people come to me, I had a woman this morning who commented on one of my posts, and she was with Beachbody a long time ago. And I asked her, I'm like, hey, are you still with Beachbody? Are you still using the products? And she's like, no, I ended up getting gastric bypass and it caused all these problems. And like, really, honestly, my heart broke for her. And she's like, I want to go read this book that you've been talking about. And I said, cool. Well, I really think it's awesome that you want to strengthen like your brain up here and strengthen your mind. But I also want to help you with some tools. And we all know that, when you eat healthy food, when you show up in a support group, and when you follow these workouts and use clean supplements, I'll say, side note before I finish my thought, supplements make the journey easier. Everyone's trying to be healthy, but yet they are trying to just be like, nah, I don't want that. I'm like, guys, it's a tool to literally make your journey easier. It helps you get results faster. That's how I see Shakeology. Like Jess is such like a science geek about Shakeology, and I think it's amazing, and because I am too. But when I talk to the everyday consumer, I can't talk to them about like the 70 superfoods. They're like, I eat like, fast food every day. 70 superfoods doesn't really mean anything to them. I connect the dots that I'm going to help them use these clean supplements so that And no offense, Jess, this is just how I do it. Your way is amazing. Keep doing it. Don't change what you're doing. But maybe if you guys like can't relate to Jess's amazing science brain, like tell people these supplements are going to help you get results. It's a tool to make it easier. Like just gosh darn it, use the pre-workout. You're telling me you can't get motivated. You're telling me you're struggling with inspiration. You just can't find the mojo. Drink the pre-workout. Like I have to get real with them a little bit. And so because I'm so confident in the things that we have, I just tell them like, these are the tools that you're going to use. And then you're going to work your way to diamond because you have the authority and you have the confidence to recommend them like that. Don't back down because of what someone else says. Like just because they say something, someone told me yesterday, they tried Shakeology before and she didn't like it. I said, tell me what you made it with. And she told me that she blended it with banana and ice. And I'm like, girlfriend, if you went into a smoothie bar and you bought an $8 smoothie and they blended it with powder, ice, and banana and what I think she said milk or water, I'm like, how do you think that would taste? Like, Shakeology has all this earthiness and goodness. I'm like, you've got to give it a little bit more love. And because I'm that authority being like, this is how you do it, they believe me and they watch me, and it's that confidence level. But if you're just like, oh yeah, like, they said they didn't really want Shakeology, it's too expensive. Well, do they even know why you believe in it? Do they know, I'm looking at the clock, 10:40. Do they know why and how it's helped you so much? Like help them get excited and let them see themselves in your shoes. They know and believe that when they come into my group, they have to show up. I'm not signing people up anymore who don't want to check into a Facebook group because guess what? They're going to fall off. And I tell people that confidently. I'm like, look, there's people who buy things from me all the time. And the last thing I want is for you to buy some Beachbody thing and not make a lifestyle out of it because I have, all my girls do, and I want that for you. So do you guys see my level of excitement, presence, vibrancy? That's years in the making. That's years in the building of my ability to be like, this is what you need. So to kind of wrap things up, because I went over a lot. Keep Diamond simple and focus on getting people excited about using our products and signing them up as discount coaches and making them lifers. At the end of the day, you really kind of have to ask yourself, like, how am I helping people get results? Because when you sign someone up, do you kind of just like hope that they're going to show up in the challenge group, or do you raise your presence and raise that vibrancy and get them connected? Like you've got to make that connection with them. Brendan also talked about people skills a lot at our event. And I think that was the biggest thing I learned with coaches is that we've gotten so good at being introverted and shy and all these words that people use as to why they don't have the confidence to reach out to people. I'm like, that's a safety blanket, right? I have the most introverted coach on my team, Candace, who doesn't necessarily like to people all the time, but she loves helping people. And she knows that she has to get out there and serve. And so sometimes we have to get out of our own selfish mindset of like, well, I'm not confident, or I am scared to reach out, or I'm afraid to message them. What about them? Flip the hat. This person could really use some love today. This person could really use some inspiration. This person could seriously benefit from my challenge group. And you know what? I'm just going to ask. Christina Delgado taught me that my job is to just offer the opportunity. Do not attach your confidence to the outcome. Just offer the opportunity for someone to join you with passion and excitement. Because I could send out 1,000 invites today that are like, hey, do you want to join my challenge group in March? We're going to drink a superfood shake. We're going to work out together and you're going to get awesome results. Hard no. No one is going to join that. But if I'm showing up with vibrancy and excitement and confidence on my social media, and then I go and have conversations with people, and then I invite them, they're going to be interested because my excitement is up here. They're down here, and they're going to be like, oh, I want to be up here. So if you're kind of down here right now, people are going to meet you down here. So you have to raise the bar, ask more of yourself, and it's an everyday effort. Every single day, we have to kind of raise ourselves up with that intention, action, and consistency. So, I was like, oh, is there any questions in here? Confidence is not, yes. Mel Robbins' course is seriously amazing. I'm paying $99 a month right now, which is like way out of my budget, by the way, for Brendan Burchard's online mastery courses. And he has a confidence course and it's so good. Like, I just can't stop watching. He is just magical. So, the last thing I'll say, I guess, is if you guys haven't heard Brendan speak, go watch his free value. Listen to his podcast. I think reading his book and trying to like read his material without hearing him speak is just really difficult. Like there's just this disconnect because he's so real and relatable that once you meet him, you're like, I can't stop thinking about him. Like I just want to always hang out with him, right? That's why we're so excited about it. And so oh my God, my dogs, they're like clawing the door down. I started using his high performance planner because the biggest mistake that I made is that I was using my planner and my schedule to manage time. You're like, Doug, Colleen, that's what it's for. But I'm not here to manage my time. I'm here to manage my purpose. And so I love that he makes me think about other people here. He makes me demand excellence of myself. He makes me manage my time with my top 3 priorities. He shows me my day and it's up to me to manage it. And then at the end of the day, we reflect at the end of the night. And then I ask myself, how did I do today? And ever since I got home, I've been doing this. And he also has some assessments. And I've just been using it and it's great. But I really feel like if you just bought this planner and didn't know Brendan, it wouldn't connect the same. Okay, 10:45. I love you guys. I hope this was helpful. And if you have questions, you can write them below. See you later.